Josh Farr walks intimately with the Lord, and that intimacy shines through on every song on his new project called Be By Me. You'll meet Josh Farr today on Babbie'S House. Stay tuned. Babbie'S House is coming to you right now.
Babbie'S house, Babbie'S house. Every day is filled with possibility. At Babbie'S house, Babbie'S house. Everybody is family. Welcome to Babbie'S house.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Babbie'S House. Thanks for joining me for the show today. I'm Babbie Mason, the host of the show. I'm happy to have on the show Josh Farr. Josh Farr is a singer, songwriter, recording artist who has a beautiful command of lyric writing and melody writing and a beautiful God story. He's a family man, and all of that shines through in his God story and his great music. You'll meet Josh Farr in just a little bit. But I want to kick things off with a song that I just love because it speaks of the fact that God loves you no matter what. His love is unconditional. There are no conditions. You need him and he loves you. I hope and pray that you'll just embrace God's love as I sing this song called You Love Me.
I fall before you now, me and my shattered heart. I place here at your feet, safe inside of your arms. No hurt can dare erase the touch of your embrace. This place where mercy flows, how beautiful to know you love me. Yes, you love me. You heal my brokenness, and in your love I rest. You love me. Yes, you love me. My God, how you love me. When everything has failed and life has let me down, this brings me to my knees. I can stand on hallowed ground, though I may make mistakes. My sins are all erased. I am overwhelmed by grace, and I can hear you say, oh Lord, you love me. Yes, you love me.
Welcome back to Babbie's House. I want you to meet Josh Farr. He's a singer, songwriter, and a recording artist who writes beautiful music, and he's an extremely articulate man, passionate about life and family. Will you help me to welcome to Babbie's House, Josh Farr? Josh, it's good to see you, my friend.
Good to be here.
Always good to see you. Always glad to have you. Well, thanks for joining me on the show. And Josh, have I seen this before, Be By Me?
I don't know. Maybe you've played some of my music on
I know.
Babbie Mason Radio,
I
but
play
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
if
your
I've
music on
actually,
Babbie
you've
Mason
actually
Radio.
seen the graphic. Or
I
what
have
you.
not seen the. I haven't. Well, I think I've seen some pictures, but I don't know that I've actually held the CD in my hand. So congratulations on it.
Well, thank
you. You write beautiful music. Where do you get your inspiration?
Wow. I get it from all over. You know, as a songwriter, songs are kind of all around us, and you have to kind of look for them. And sometimes they just come to you, and sometimes you have to dig a little bit. But I found that life experiences will typically bring about some form of message, and I can somehow get that into my musicality and come up with a song. So,
I can tell because a lot of your songs are about your own personal walk, like The Man I Am,
Yes,
which we play
you've
a lot
played
on
that
Babbie
one
Mason
before.
Radio, and My JESUS,
Yes.
which is kind of a worship vibe.
Right.
And you also have a little bit of a gospel vibe. Is that just, did you go looking for that, or did you come into the world with it?
in the South, and so you can't be around the Southern church without picking up some of that here and there. So had a lot of friends, and music like what you've produced over the years has influenced me, and
Yes.
we kind of approach music. I'm of the opinion that all music we listen to somehow influences us, good, bad, or ugly. It's going to come in, and that's why I'm so careful even with my kids. I'm like, hey, make sure you know what you're listening to, and what are you giving voice in your life. And if you're not careful, that voice can lead you in the wrong direction. So.
That's powerful. So you are a school teacher by day.
I am.
And so thanks for taking off a little time from work
That's
today.
right.
And but you, I've been around your ministry long enough to know, Josh, that you love, as a believer, going into places that may not necessarily look like church.
Correct.
Talk to me about that.
Well, that's what Jesus did. The Bible says he did go to worship often on the Sabbath, as was his custom. That's what the Bible tells us. But so many of the miracles that we read about in the Bible happened outside of the church. And he felt like he had this calling from the Father to go out and to be with the sick and to help them and to be with those that needed God. And I try to do that as well, whether it be the workplace or whether it be different places to share singer-songwriter type songs, coffee houses, things like that. God has given all of us a platform for our voice. Now, some people that are listening may not have a musical platform. They may have a neighborhood platform, or they may have a family platform. We all are speaking from this platform, and we need to be mindful that we're giving our voice in the direction that will bring people closer to God. So that's kind of my approach with that.
That's very good. So talk to me about your project. What can people expect to experience when they listen to the whole project?
Well, this is a culmination of a lot of songs I've written throughout the years, and they're very singer-songwritery by nature, a lot of piano and vocal or guitar and vocal. There's a little bit of production with other instruments, but mostly it's that intimate, personal, hey, this is Josh, this is my song, this is the story that I'm going through, a lot of conversation lyrics. I want people, when they listen to it, to know what I'm talking about. I don't want it to be a mystery. I want it to be something that's right there. This is who I am, and this is the message I'm trying to get across.
So how did you come to know the Lord? Your faith is real, vibrant, and important, and I love to hear you talk about the Lord.
I appreciate that. I hope I get to know Him more and more every day, because I grew up in a small town with a strong Christian family who took me to church all the time, and I never had this experience where I was like, didn't know who Jesus was, or it was a mystery of who God was. It was taught to me at a very young age, and because of that, I was able to grow up in the Lord. But that didn't mean I didn't make my share of mistakes and my share of prodigal son moments. But God brings you through all that, and even this morning, God, may the words of my mouth, meditations of my heart be pleasing to you. And everything that I do each and every moment, I want it to come across that way. So going back to that platform.
Obviously, across the years, Josh, your music has evolved. You've grown as a singer, songwriter. How do you how do you want your music, where do you want your music to go? Say in the next, 5 years, 10 years, as you mature in the Lord.
Interesting you say that. We started a nonprofit ministry, Josh Farr Music Ministries, about a year ago, and I did that for several reasons, but one of the reasons was to have a board that would oversee the things that, the decisions I make for my music. And one of the things they said is, what's your 5-year vision? And so, man, that was hard when I tried to put that down. And but I came up with this line of, to establish and engage a worldwide listening audience. Things like this allow that to happen. Things like Babbie Mason Radio allow me the opportunity to get my music in front of a lot of people that I don't know. I know Mama and Daddy are going to clap. I know my family's going to clap. I know that they're going to hear the songs and know the message, but I want to reach out to those people that may not know the Lord or may want to have a deeper relationship with Him. And what that's going to look like, wow, I have no idea, but I want to establish and engage that audience for the purpose of bringing them closer to Him. So that's kind
beautiful.
of
You
the
have
mission statement I have.
A great family. You're married. You have 2 kids?
Yes, two boys. Caleb is a 10-year-old and Jace is a 3-year-old.
And do they show musical promise?
Yes, actually. They both have interest in piano. They both love sports, too. And as I did when I was a kid, I was never just a musician. I always did a lot of active things. We hunt, we fish, we play sports, and we also do music as well. So
wonderful. So what are you going to sing for us today?
A song called That's Jesus.
Which I love.
Well, thank you.
We play that song on Babbie Mason Radio, which is an online platform where we feature a lot of Babbie music, but we also feature music of the independent artists, people like Josh and other independent artists. You'll hear their stories and their music, and we play That's Jesus a lot.
Well, I'm glad, because it's a great thing for me to experience, to go through that and to have my songs out there like that. This song actually came about because of an experience with my kids, and we had this time when my youngest one, he was 2 at the time, was pointing to different pictures in a little toddler Bible, and he would say, "That's Jesus," and my wife would say, "Yeah, that is Jesus." And then he found out that's what he was supposed to say, so he started to point to everything in the book, whether it was Jonah in the well or Noah in the ark, and my 10-year-old, he was just beside himself. No, that's not Jesus. That's not Jesus. But it made me start to think, where should we be seeing Jesus in our world around us?
That's wonderful. You're also going to sing a song called Dying Day, and you're a very adept musician. You play the guitar. I think you play keyboards.
Yes, piano,
you
keyboards.
write, you
yes.
sing, you record. I mean, you're the all-around musician, and that's how you know that it's a good chance that this is what God really wants you to do. I mean, He's poured a lot into your life, and you are faithful to take that gift and use it for His glory. So we want you to sing for us right now, and you're going to sing this song, another song you wrote, called Dying Day. So thanks for being on the show for us, Josh. Hey, before we go, give us your website so we can know how to find you.
It is www.joshfarmusic.com.
Very good.
You can link up with all my Facebook and Twitter and all that business there.
Very good. Well, Josh is going to sing for us in just a moment, so make sure that you are preparing your heart to hear this beautiful music by Josh Farr.
World without a penny to my name, and when I die I know I'll be leaving just the same. So I set my sights on the things I cannot see, and pray unto the one who lives deep inside of me. Take my heart, take my soul, take my mind and strength, take my life and let it go. Every day's a dying day. Brothers, don't you know you have got an enemy seeking to destroy and scheming to deceive? Sisters, don't you cry. There's a hope you can receive. Pray these simple words and obtain your victory. Take my heart and take my soul. Take my mind and strength. Take my life and let it go. Every day's a dying day. Take my heart and take my soul. To take my mind and strength. Take my life and let it go. Every day's a dying day. Oh, every day's a dying day. Jesus said, take up the cross and follow where he leads. Not just every now and then, but with each breath I breathe. So I sing a requiem for all the history I see in me. Take my heart and take my soul. Take my mind and strength. Take my life and let it go. Every day's a dying day. Take my heart and take my soul. Won't you take my mind and strength? Take my life and let it go. Every day's a dying day. I said every day's a dying day. Now I do conclude life is more than meets the eye. And to truly live, I know part of me must die. So up until the day I see Jesus in the sky, I surrender all will be my final battle cry. And I'll say, take my heart, take my soul, take my mind and strength. Take my life and let it go. Every day's a dying day. Take my heart and take my soul. Take my mind and strength. Take my life and let it go. Every day's a dying day. I said every day's a dying day. Yeah, every day's a dying day. Dying day. Every day's a dying day.
Glad you came back to the show because Josh Farr is going to sing another song for us. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome back to Babbie's house, Josh Farr.
When we see a sunset in the sky, it takes our breath away. That's Jesus. That's Jesus. And when we hear a newborn baby cry to welcome her first day, that's Jesus. That's Jesus. That's Jesus walking. That's Jesus talking. Right there, no matter where our journey goes. That's Jesus living. That's Jesus giving his love for us. That's Jesus. Choices bring a holy pain the conscience can't deny. That's Jesus. That's Jesus. And when we feel the strength we can't explain to face the darkest night, that's Jesus. That's Jesus. That's Jesus seeing That's Jesus being right there, no matter where our journey goes. That's Jesus caring. That's Jesus sharing his love for us. That's Jesus. When we say a prayer and someone hears, when we cry and someone counts the tears, when we fall and find forgiveness full of grace, when her voice reminds our wandering soul we don't ever have to be alone, when we die and someone opens heaven's gate. Oh, that's Jesus keeping promises he's made. That's Jesus moving. That's Jesus proving he's there no matter where our journey goes. That's Jesus calling. That's Jesus falling in love with us. That's Jesus.
Great song. It's so good to see you. Thanks for being on the show.
Enjoy it.
Absolutely. And thank you, my friends, for joining me for another rendition of Babbie's House. We hope and pray that you've been blessed today. Will you do me a favor and reach out to me today at Babbie.com. And while you're there on the site, you can see all those things that I love to do. I love to sing in concert and for women's ministries, for retreats and seminars. I speak as well as teach Bible studies. Have a lot of resources for women's ministries. And then I also I'm passionate about teaching and training musicians. And Josh has been to our music conference that we call the Inner Circle, where we empower singers and songwriters, independent singers and songwriters particularly, to embrace their gifts and to hone their craft as songwriters. And then the Lord has given me the assignment to create Babbie Mason Radio, a place where you'll hear beautiful music and encouraging words. You'll hear my voice, my story, my music, but you'll also hear the music of independent singers and songwriters like Josh. Josh is one of those singers and songwriters whose ministries we embrace there on Babbie Mason Radio. So check it all out there at Babbie.com and also BabbieMasonRadio.com. Well, thanks again for joining me. My prayers are with you. And remember to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge the Lord, and He'll direct your path. God bless you. I'll see you next time.